Oh, it started. I didn't know if the video started. One on pill like to work me out to another one take review, and this is like later than I usually do my spoiler reviews. But I just remember that I didn't put it up. So this is my Punisher spoiler review. We get into all the good little spoilers, all the little nuggets and shit that happened throughout the season. I'm not gonna go over everything that happened, but I'm gonna go over like the stuff that really pointed out that stuck out to me the most. All right, let's dive into it. One of the things that really got to me with this series that I felt like was like I wasn't quite expecting was that we didn't really see him continue to go and take down the people, the drug lords and the rapists and all this stuff. We didn't really get to see that, and because it really starts off with like it just tells you like, yo, he's finished. Like he's took out everybody he needs to take out. Because at the end of Daredevil season 2, we see him strapped up, like about to go to war. You know what I'm saying? Go take some shit down. We don't really get to see that. What we see is a guy at a normal job, just working, trying to stay out the way. That's pretty much what he's doing. He just, you know what I'm saying, staying out the way until he pretty much gets pulled back in it almost immediately. And the first thing that got to me was the sledgehammer scene where he killed the guy with the sledgehammer. That's when, because a lot of complaints I think I heard about this series was that you didn't get a whole bunch of action. But I think that for one, me, I didn't say I didn't like it because it didn't have enough action. I thought I was gonna be more, but the stuff when we got him being a Punisher, listen, let's be honest, that shit was fantastic. Some of the best shit we've seen, but we got more into his psyche, and like we got to like see what's going on with him, going on with Micro, the stuff going on with his family, and I feel like that was a fucking big bonus because a lot of times some of these like side characters don't really you don't really care about them. I feel like the whole thing with Micro, the fact that he's been gone for an entire year. Like his family think he's dead. His wife saw him shot where she saw him shot, but she thought he was dead, and he's been watching him for an entire year. And the fact that he can do that, but he has to also go and watch the see his wife struggle with his kid. Like this is different. And then you see Frank still suffering from his PTSD. Like that's a big factor, and they address it very well because you get like all the flashbacks, seeing him waking up in the middle of the night, cold sweats, all of this. Uh, him and his friend like just talking to him like, yo, I don't think I want to come to like sit around in a circle and like just tell people about my problem. And you see a lot of different aspects of this. The fact that his friend, I can't think of the black guy's name. I think his name Tyler. I don't know if it might be Tommy, but for the sake of this review, I'm horrible with remembering people's names. But for the sake of this review, the black guy's name Tommy, because I don't know how much he got paid for doing that because I never actually seen him go to work. So he reminds me of Tommy from Martin. Tommy ain't got no job. So yeah, that's what he's gonna be for this review, and it might be his actual name. So yeah, him, the whole thing going on with him and him trying to, you know what I'm saying, get people back, and this whole storyline with Lewis, and then because it take you of people suffering from PTSD, it took you Frank's view, and it took you other view of Lewis and how he thought things should be done. Because I think from him not going back, being able to go back to you know basically to war, it had a different effect on him. And I know a lot of times, like people who come back from overseas, like a lot of times, people end up on the street, they commit suicide, like because they're just not used to anything else, and it's hard for them to take back and just come back and live a regular life. That's why it was so unique to see the two different aspects of it. From like you had Billy Russo, you had Tommy, you had Lewis, you had Punisher. You had all these people suffering from pretty much all suffering from the same thing, but everybody handled it in a different way. And I think that was a great way to handle that whole thing. But some of the stuff I think was still to me my favorite stuff to see was just how different Micro and Frank were. They were two different people. Frank wanted one thing. Frank wanted pretty much blood. Frank like, yo, I'm not going in trying to save nobody. I'm going in to kill these motherfuckers. Michael like, yo, we don't have to do it that way. We can just get this, get that. And the whole premise behind the thing is pretty much like he's still going after people who like did dirty. Like with the whole the Gunner stuff, where Gunner tells him like, yo, they stuffing people's bodies with like drugs and sending them home. Like, if anything, like you probably in your mind you think like, yo, some people probably think, oh no matter what, you can't just decide if somebody deserves to live or die. But in certain situations, you hear about like, yo, so these people they sent your brother back and his bodies were full of drugs. There's no way I don't. Damn, you can't call me and say you sending my homeboys or my people, anybody I fuck with, like, yo, they send their body back in drugs. Like, I just think that's morally wrong. Certain stuff I do that's probably just wrong. People probably look at me and just be like, that's wrong. That's understandable. But stuffing people dead bodies with drugs, I think that's not even the point I would go to. Okay, so and the stuff with Dina, her name was so fucking hard to pronounce. But the stuff with her, and I just didn't, because that the guy who got killed was her contact, and because we was wondering like, yo, is that her brother? Like the way she's so invested into it, but no, it was just it was that. And everybody thinks Punisher dead, and it's like they're like, oh, Frank Castle's dead. I think they played the part with Karen very well. I think we'll see more of that soon. I think we'll see the Punisher again before Punisher season 2. I don't know where, but I'm pretty sure we'll see him again. The dynamic, but like I said, one of the dynamics that really got to me was the fact that you had Micro watching Frank communicate with his family. That right there was like big, because you know your wife you've been dead for a year. You probably thinking like it's time for her to move on. Me and I was watching, because I watched the series twice already, and I was just watching this like, yo, it's so hard for you to even get mad at your wife for coming on to another dude. For one, her kids stressing her. The boy, he's out here. He out this bitch. He thugging. He with the shits. He ready to get killed. Then our daughter, it's hard for her to just handle stuff because she really wants somebody to be around. And you know what I'm saying? Like she said, she stressed about her grades. So her mama just there taking all that in. She needed somebody, and Frank seemed like that person. But Frank, you kind of wonder like, yo, was Frank? I wonder what Frank just smashed if if Micro wasn't watching. I'm just thinking like, shh. I probably wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm like, I know your husband. Like he's alive. I just can't tell you. And that one thing, because you see the pain they going through, and you just can't tell them because you and him going through some shit. Also, another thing with the whole bit, I never read the Punisher comics, so the whole Billy Russo twist, it really wasn't a twist, because the moment you see him, you just like, this guy too slick, man. He just seemed like a bad. I'm like, this dude bad. And when he offered Frank to like take him over, get him out of the country, I'm like, I don't know for sure, but I just feel like this nigga's not right. And he wasn't. Like, I'm like, okay. But the most savage shit, I think, there's two things in this whole series that were just by far the most savage things I've ever seen. One was when Russo killed Sam, then took Dina a bath. I said, oh my God, this boy take down game for life. If you don't know TDG, that means you take down game. That means you with the shit. That means you out shit. That means you is damn it one of the toughest some bitches out there. All right, TDG 4Ls. All right, TDG for life. Like this, there's few people who are starting 5 of the TDG. Will Smith for TDG. After this, you kind of see like, do you put Billy Russo in it? Listen, it was hard to not put him up in that because that shit was savage. But the second most savage shit I think I've seen. Well, I'll take it back. It's three. It's three of them, and that's when Punisher was punishing. I think his name Laws, whatever the damn dude name with the eye. Also, he punched the shit out that motherfucker with the eye that damn bad with one punch. Damn, One Punch Man out this bitch. Punisher / One Punch Man. But anyway, him beating the shit out of him, like he's like, and you can see the punches just stiff, and he punching him in the face. He pushing his eyeballs in. I said, dude, I'm pretty sure this guy's dead. You done stabbed him multiple times. That was some shit you want to see. Like, I knew he fucked up when he put that adrenaline in him. I said, boy, he finna beat the shit. He finna punish the shit out this boy. He beat the hell out that man. If I were Russo, Russo was actually about to kill. I was about to say if I were Russo, I would kill him. But Russo was about to, but then he got shot. But Punisher versus Russo at the end, Dina should have died. Uh, that's not her name. It's something else. It's something else. I know it's not Dina. I think it's spelled like that, but I know it's something else. I don't know why I can't come up with it right now. Because I've been cooking. I got all this pork chop fume just in my nose, fucking with my brain, because I'm ready to eat. Count like people. But the last scene with them fighting, him dragging this man's face on the glass, that shit was fucking cringe. I'm just like, oh my, that is sick, but it was so good that you couldn't. Like, it's bothering you because you just seeing somebody's face scrape through glass, and they're just like, this is so sick, but you couldn't turn away from it. Like, it's so evil, it's good. That boy Lewis beat the fuck out of my boy. My boy Lewis, I didn't like Lewis. I did not like Lewis. I was ready for Lewis to die. I understood he had his problems, but like Lewis was like really pissing me off at like certain times. And when he was beating the fuck out of my boy Tommy with his own leg, he beat me with my own leg. I'm like, dog, he whooped your ass. He took off your leg and beat you with it. Man, he should have been the one to kill Lewis. I swear, cause you don't shake back from that. Listen, I thought his eye was completely gone. I said, damn, what happened to the dude? I'm like, that's not closed. That bitch is gone. Like, did he not have an eye in the beginning? Like, it's just skin. Like, it looked so natural. It's like his eye was just naturally never there. He beat the fuck out of my boy Tommy. And certain people just really be pissing me off though. Like the police, that dude, the black guy, he's just like, bro, come on. You gotta make it. You gotta be sarcastic and just automatically think you know everything. Sit your ass down somewhere, man. Get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. You don't know shit, man. You don't know nothing about the Punisher. Yeah, you over there took the damn dude case before, but you acting like you don't know this guy, his rep. You like, all right, come on now. Hey, come on, sit your ass down. I was so happy when Micro got reunited with his family. Not the first time, because he got shot that time. When he saw his daughter, I loved that. But hold up, before that, when the son called the people, I called him all kind of bitch ass niggas and little bitches and wanted him to get shot. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. When I'm watching this, I get so caught up. I'm like, why the fuck you little bitch ass call the police, you little fuck nigga? I call that man so many things. I don't mean to disrespect nobody's kids, but it's a part of the show, so I wasn't disrespecting him as a person. I was disrespecting his character, because when he hugged his dad at the end, when he said, "I want to punch him," then just steal him real quick. But it all turned out for the best. Because after when they shot Michael, I'm like, he's not really dead. They're not gonna do it like that. I'm pretty sure that wasn't part of the plan. So I knew he was getting away. There's no way they gonna the people from Holmes, what's name, gonna kill him. I knew that, but overall, I think the Punisher was really, really good. Because after the first time I watched it, it was cool, but I think I really, really enjoyed it much more the second time I watched it. Because I think I was expecting something the first time, and I didn't necessarily get that. It didn't make it. It wasn't bad, but it just like I was looking for something else. And then once I watched it the second time, I already knew what it was, and I think I appreciated it more. The best scenes to me, like I said, are the last fight when he killed the one eye, and yeah, when Russo did that savage shit and took Dana by a diamond, and the I just know I know her fucking name. I just can't say it. In diamond, a diamond, a diamond. Whatever the fuck her name is. Also, she should have died at the end. I'm sorry. She got shot in the fucking head. She should have died. Russo should have died. He lost way too much blood. This nigga got stabbed. This nigga lost all kind of blood off his face. I know you're going to come back as Jigsaw, but still, I'm sorry. That nigga supposed to die. If other people get shot in these movies, fuck. I'm forgetting about the whole cave scene when he took that. Oh, that was just merciless. That was, well, that probably was my favorite because that was just beautiful. He was doing his thing. And one thing I love about this show is that you see, if he get a scar in the beginning, and they do this with all these Netflix shows, a person get a scar in the beginning, you see it toward the end as well. They don't just completely forget about it. You know, him hurting himself, he shows it all through this thing. You know, that's why I liked it. You know? So, Punisher for me was great. I'm actually gonna do a video where I rank all my Marvel Netflix shows. That video will probably be up Sunday because I've actually been watching some of them over, skimming through them, and I know the points I like the most out of some. Spoiler alert: Danny Rand is the last. That's like that's here. You see my hand there? Probably not, because that's what the Iron Danny Rand is. I can't even call it Iron Fist. I gotta call it Danny Rand. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts on the Punisher. What was your favorite part of this season? Where does it rank for the? Nope, I don't want you guys to tell me that yet. I'm gonna wait till Sunday. I'd rather you guys tell me that. Just tell me whatever else you want to tell me down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more reviews. Catch up with y'all later.